Welcome everyone to the U.S. Open of Curling, the 2015 edition. My name is Joe Calabrese. Alongside me is Sean Murray and producer BA Brian Anderson with TESN.US, and this is our continuing coverage of the U.S. Open from the Four Seasons Curling Club in Blaine, Minnesota. This afternoon, we have a matchup between Mike Farbelow and Jeff Currie of Thunder Bay, Northern Ontario.
This Jeff Currie team is throwing the first rock. They are the reigning Northern Ontario men's provincial champions. Won the title last year and attended the Tim Hortons Brier, the Canadian Men's Curling Championship, and having a good run so far. 2-1 record, two good wins against two good teams. Be looking to extend it to 3 against this always tough Mike Farbelow. We've seen the Farbelow rink once before. Farbelow lead is Dan Rule. He's being asked to establish the corner guard.
Farbelow's had a little bit of a rough go here, 3-1 stone losses.
Yeah, they've actually played really well and have just gotten some tough breaks. I was just talking to Mike a few minutes ago, and the game that they most recently lost just this morning, saying the other team played really, really well, especially the skip, and that happens sometimes. Corner guard established. Currie has one on the side of the forefoot. He's going to ask his lead, Jamie Childs, to guard it up.
How much? Where? Yeah, it's picking. Oh, whoa.
Ooh, and that just picked, fudged. Might actually stop in a pretty good spot.
That picker just lazy.
Covering about half the stone. Some of the other games got started a little earlier than ours. Got a couple interesting matchups featuring some high-performance teams from the U.S.
Yeah, on sheet B, it's a matchup of the last 2 undefeated teams here. I believe it's Reed Carruthers versus Craig Brown.
Should be pretty close.
And, over on sheet E, it's Steve Laycock versus Heath McCormick.
Those teams are both 2-1.
The other matchups on sheet A, we have Jeff Stoughton versus Scott Dunham. On sheet C, right next to us, is Brady Clark versus Trevor Bonneau. And Bonneau actually has
Nice shot.
this club's, Four Seasons Curling Club's Peter Stolt filling in at 3rd. And then over on sheet F, it's John Schuster versus Doug Brewer.
And Brewer picked up their first victory in the game just previous to this.
Yep.
Where?
They're 1-2.
Whoa.
Actually, they defeated this Mike Farbelow team.
How much? Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard, right back.
Sweeping to get this pass so it doesn't bounce in the open.
Okay.
Slides back of the 8-foot. Sits for 3rd shot.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we want to move it. I think we just want to weld it. It's way early in the end. We're fine. Should be close. Switch. It's all there. It's all there. We're okay.
Here.
We're okay. Right to it. Right to this one, Mike.
Right here.
Oh.
This too is not curling. So sweeping to get it past.
I thought you were asking if
No,
it was. If it was to that
one.
one, I'm like, no, it's gonna be right.
Actually settles, grabs a piece of the button and sits shot stone. Pretty good result. Well, not the call, but pretty good
Tap it
outcome.
this much. It's locked on this right now.
Gonna push this back just a little.
Where? shot.
Nice little tap there. Beautiful shot.
Really unlocked that stone.
Yeah.
Farbs is in some trouble here.
Nice throw from Colin
Nothing
KOIVULA.
like going right after it in the first.
Play you.
Same weight.
Okay. I think Mike's throwing me a little bit of a bone here. I said to him before the game, I expect a lot of rocks in play, and so far they're not disappointing.
Good line. Wait only. Still good line. Okay. Good shot.
Not bad.
Drops in for, I believe, 6th count.
8 rocks,
Tap
in,
the freeze,
eight rocks
so
in
just
play.
top button wait.
All the
Max.
rocks that have been thrown, and then
Yeah.
6 in the house.
Some-
Not a bad start.
So, somehow, and I might be spitballing here, I don't think this end is going to be blanked.
No, I think you're probably right there.
I'm kind of not banking on it.
Let's see what happens next. I think it might be a draw.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
calling another freeze. This
No,
is
not many rocks in play.
this is our first look at Currie's third, Mike McCarville. Some might know his wife,
Where?
Krista McCarville, former Ladies Ontario champion.
Line's good. Line's good. Yep. Hard line. Hard line. Hard line, guys. Right up. Right up to it. Hard. Freeze the top yellow. No bounce. Whoa. Hard, 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 hard. Come on.
Just a little bit later than Jeff would have liked, but not a bad result. Settles into the top 12 foot.
What?
Might be looking
We're
at
not
some
one
kind
yet.
of a run back.
What do you think about nosing that? Or yeah, run that one in. If I get those top 2, that's not bad. Yeah, I don't mind that.
That's fine.
So Mike is going to have
Yeah, I don't even think we need to
Rich
make
RUOHONEN
make that top red and the guard and the top red go away.
play the run back.
Yeah.
You kill the guard and kill the stone just placed there by Mike McCarville.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Mike just jam it there. One,
Okay, good shot.
jiggle stuff around a little bit and
No, that's not good.
moves one Currie rock back. But I think there is a double and roll, possibly even a triple for Currie to sit a few here. He
Roll right out.
makes the double, he's sitting 3.
Yeah. We'll be 1, 2, 3. We don't want to sit here and he just does that.
BA drawing it up here.
Yeah, if you hit
3/4
2/3,
to quarter.
if you hit 2/3, you'll make the double and stick on the side. He's calling to roll out. He wants to make sure he doesn't jam on the back. Playing it safe.
Oh.
Mike McCarville's second shot.
Yep. Hard. Oh. Whoa. Shot.
Makes the double, rolls the shooter away, and Jeff
I
Currie.
don't think it was worth sticking that.
Jeff Currie now sits 3. All on the line. This leaves Rich at least a double,
Yeah.
if not more.
Yeah.
Move some rocks.
Straight back, just a little on the high side. Yep.
I wonder if you might be able to get all of them. We'll see. Dr. Double could be Dr. Triple here.
Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Whoa.
Hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gets 1, 2, 3. Oh, he actually jams it back there.
Shot.
Gets rid of 2.
Got a lot moving and
Yep.
stuff off of the forefoot. So.
Spin-
Much of a
spins.
double?
Spins everything over on the back, so good shot.
Yeah. Roll, overroll just a bit, it'd be nice. Yeah. I think so, eh? Yeah. It's a bit of a guess, but normal. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to throw a crisp.
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 Not sure what crisp rates in the weight system.
You'd have to ask Jeff. That's one I've never heard before.
I like that ice. Crispish.
Crisp-ish.
Crisp weight.
I wonder if that's like Jeff Stoughton's nice
not
weight.
ideal.
Yeah, could be. Jeff Currie is also a Canadian junior champion back in 1996.
Hard! Hard! Hard, boys! Whoa!
This doesn't look like it's going to roll. He's going to make the nose hit. He's going to lie 3.
Yeah.
Get a lot of weight, though.
Kind of leaves Farbelow
Or if you like the wrap, you could just do that.
hit through the
like it.
hole.
Okay, all right.
Nice control, I think. Should be good.
Yeah.
Love to get a little inside flop
Nice
underneath
control.
that guard.
Like, oh yeah, I wanted to stick though. That's the main thing. Control.
I think he's
Maybe
trying.
rolling to the
I see all
outside.
I think he's actually trying to make the double. Maybe roll a little bit to the outside. He wants to try and bring that top rock into play.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yep. 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 Hard. Whoa. Whoa.
Gets through the port. Makes the double. Nicely done by Mike Farbelow.
Flop in a bit, eh?
Rock's wide open though.
Jeff can play the same shot. And
I don't think he can spill with this the way that those rocks are. He's either going to crash or
it'd be
he's
pretty
gonna
tough to.
stick.
He could over curl and roll out.
Yeah.
It's normal, try to flop in a bit.
So Jeff Currie's final rock of the first end.
Whoa. Right off.
He doesn't like it. Has to be careful he doesn't hit his own here. And just gets by, but rolls to the edge of the house. I don't know if he.
That should have been
There's a possible double here for 2.
I don't know if he even stayed for second.
normal.
Oh, you're right. Oh, it's close.
He did just barely stay for 2.
yeah.
Just barely.
Yeah, who's second?
That looks to me like Currie is second.
Yeah.
Should mention that the microphone we have on Currie's third mic, McCarville, is not working quite right for the time being. Look into that if and when we can. So, Hammerstone coming from Mike Farbelow. Possible double for 2.
Easy.
Hard. Hard.
She's going to get this out of the rings,
Shot, Mikey.
and he makes it.
Oh, beauty.
Nice double for 2 from Mike Farbelow. Good start for him. So we'll move into the second end, and Jeff Currie will have the hammer. Try to get that deuce back.
You know, one of the things I want to mention about TESN is that not only can you support us through our Amazon and Expedia links, but you can also become part of our little TESN family. If you have a curling club and you want to start streaming, you can contact us. We can help you get going. We have about 8 affiliates, I think, at the moment, throughout the U.S. and in Scotland. So if you're interested, You can find our contact information on the tesn.us page. So see just the one score so far out there.
It looks like on sheet F, that's John Schuster takes 1 in the first against Doug Brewer.
Right.
Most of the other games have not yet finished their first ends. Well, actually, sheet A just finished. I don't know who scored what.
It's Dunham versus Stoughton.
Looks like Stoughton took 2. And I do believe that on sheet B, it looks to me like Reed Carruthers just stole 2 against Craig Brown. Wait to confirm that.
So on the feature sheet, Farbelow puts 1 in the top 4.
What happened? Double? Make the double? Were we second? Got that much wide.
Corner guard goes up. Farbelow's going to cap it. We're right back into it with rocks in play.
Sheet C, Trevor Bonneau with Peter Stoltz subbing at third. Takes 3 in the first against Brady Clark.
Okay, good line.
That was a stolen 2 for Reed Carruthers against Craig Brown.
Only at
Cormac Laycock game just finished the first end. I'm not sure who scored. But the score update as soon as it's available.
That's good.
Kevin Johnson had some little trouble with his slider there. Must have picked up a rock or something, scratching the ice.
Nice guard on that. Leaves Currie and Jimmy Childs just freeze on the outturn side.
Yeah, two perfectly placed rocks by Dan Rule. That's top 4 and then right in front of it.
Room! Close!
So it looks like Laycock
Line's
scored in the
getting close
first
there.
over there against McCormick. I'm not sure what the score was. But
I think we'd rather tick it, no?
Tracking into the house and slides past everything to the back 8, back 12 foot.
Longer guard, huh? Yeah.
Not really in a useful
Just
spot.
a little
Jimmy
bit on
Childs
this
won't be
side, I
happy
think,
with that
right?
one.
So it's basically split the center, I think.
Is that heavy? Is that heavy?
It's all there. We're gonna have to go at the end here. There. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
That's good.
Here we go with the picks again, and the way that redirected, that was debris.
It's right when we stopped sweeping too. Oh, there.
Colin
Close.
KOIVULA is
Whoa!
playing a hit.
Up!
Jeff would like him to roll behind their established
Hey.
guard, but catches it too thin. Going to roll out of play.
Huh? I like the guard better. Yeah, that rock isn't even in. That's not even in play when it's an inch across the line. We have to. That rock's not even in play. Even if we put it there, he can make a flop and.
Kevin Johnson will want to reestablish the center guard. pitch, and Dan will make sure they clean this one. Don't want another pick. You know that rock is just barely over the hog line. It is in play in a little way. It really takes away the in-turn draw path to the forefoot.
Hard! Hard!
Guarding a bit on the out-turn side.
Yeah, I think there was a port there, though.
Yep, definitely.
Not the easiest port to get through, but it is there.
The rock for Farbelow needed to finish just a bit more.
It's got to be at least that. Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Hard! Hard! Right up hard! Hard, whoa! Jamming, who cares? Okay, good shot.
Gets through the
Well, at
port,
least you
makes
got
the
the
hit,
back one.
jams it in the back, but Jeff said, who cares?
Really? You like that? Don't you like just picking that out of there? Can't. No. Control and roll to the left. Okay.
Farbelow never moved his broom from that spot. He's like, no, we're going
Nope.
here.
Nope, what he wanted.
We can keep talking about it, but we're going here.
And
So.
Farbelow's mic is working perfectly. He doesn't usually say a whole lot.
Good line.
Gotta work. It's there.
Rope.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Rope.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right off.
Great.
Out to the end.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Next, trying to ad-lib and play
Hard.
a wick off of the red. Gets a little rub.
Dirty.
And actually
right.
spins in to bite the side of the button.
Pretty much buried too.
No, you're not.
Oh. Rich says sorry, and Jeff's like,
Back
no,
four.
you're not the least bit sorry, and I don't think Rich is really that sorry.
It's like a let cord in tennis.
Oh, yeah.
You raise your hand, but didn't inside.
Yep.
That worked out pretty well.
Point is still a point.
So Currie's got an out-turn tap now on the same stone.
Oh. Whoa.
So it looks like Laycock got 2 in the first end against Brown. I'm sorry,
Oh.
against
Team
McCormick.
McCormick.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
against McCormick.
Hard. Hard line. Right up. Right up. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Slight
Right back.
rub.
Hard, hard, hard. Get past this one. Hard.
Not going to get there.
Not enough to bump.
Had good weight for the freeze, not really for the bump, but see now what's left.
All right.
Farbelow's got a relatively easy double.
Pretty straightforward for
Looks like
Richie.
a quarter, huh?
It's more than a quarter. I'd say it's about a half. It's a thick half. These rocks are pretty even.
Well,
Great. Hard.
yep.
Hard.
Yes. Hard.
Gets by, makes the one, makes the 2, and
Shot.
spins to the
There
top.
it is.
Very nice shot.
Beautiful.
That's TSR time right there.
Cross it a hair.
Richie, we are now counting that against your ad time.
You will not get mentioned. Sorry. And Currie is now left with no choice but to play the run back. That wound up in such a good spot.
Oh.
Time to
Right
bail
out.
for Currie.
I think he's not going to
Yeah,
get the not going to get the run back. Just going to get the straight peel.
Did kick one of his in.
Pushes one of his into the house, but not a
Pretty inconsequential at this point.
not of a whole lot of.
Quite as much as we think, because we've left it. Which side would you want to show them? The other side, though, right?
Yeah.
So you can be straight up from here, right?
You like
So
this?
pretty. I like. What did you give Kevin on his guard there? Yeah, I like that right in there.
Touch center line. You might have to wait on this. I don't know.
I'm totally content to just throw a guard right in front of the situation. Basically just nibble the center line on the broom side.
Line's fine. Line just off the center. Looks pretty good. It's all there. Well, it's in a good spot. Well. Sit. Stop curling. All right, good shot, Mike.
Just off nose, eh? No. Mike. Straight to back. Little cross.
Currie, Jeff will be throwing some weight at this one.
Tough to score right now.
Try to go straight back and kill the 2 in the 4-foot and hopefully lose the one he's running back to. At least open up the 4-foot.
Whoa. Oh. Shooter.
Stuffs it there, gets rid of one and loses the guard, but leaves his own out in front.
Yeah.
Still a pretty good situation for
He's got that turn, right?
Does he have it though?
Farbelow.
Go side by side on that. We're real good.
Yeah. Or you can guard.
He's got
it.
that. But
Well, you can guard the center line too.
yeah, he can do that.
What do you like? He's got the in off. That's about it. If you guard it.
I really don't mind that. That's a tough shot to get through that hole.
Well, getting through the hole is not the hard part. Staying's the hard part. You only got half of it, but it's there definitely with hack weight, right?
Yeah. Okay, I can throw the guard and probably
Split
get a
the
steal.
center line is pretty good.
Okay.
Mike talked about drawing next to his own.
Trevor just throwing bombs over
just
here.
gets the center line. that's all.
Bombs.
Trevor Bonone just made a nice run back on the sheet next to us.
Richie going to be on our on-ice commentator as well as competitor.
Always.
Let it curl. No, let it curl a little bit before you touch it. It's got to curl. Now you can go. Now you go.
Change the angle a bit, and
Wanted it off, kiltered a little. That's good.
I don't believe, I think that bounced a little bit. I
Oh,
think
you mean this? I thought you meant the run.
the angle is sharp enough that there is no drag on those.
Took a little bit more of that
It's
away,
bigger.
but not a lot.
Yeah, Kurt, he might still have a
Hack weight hit.
back, oh, not even that much. I think back line.
Yeah.
Back line to hack. You got to get through, and you can't really afford to roll real far. He can only see not even half of this.
You gonna stay that straight with a hack? Yeah. draw it. Whoa! Right off!
This needs to curl. It's on that very high guard. Just wicks. Oh, where's it going?
Yep.
Can he make something happen to get in there for second, possibly? No, he will not. An unfortunate miss for Jeff Currie there. Gives up a steal of 2. Mike Farbelow, and that'll put Farbelow up 4-0 after 2 ends. Some of the sponsors of the 2015 U.S. Open of Curling include Twin Cities Gateway, the official lodging partner, providing reduced rate hotel stays at North Metro hotels for all Four Seasons guests and their facilities. They are at tcgateway.com. Also sponsored by Super 8 of Blaine, the official host hotel of the U.S. Open of Curling. Have any score updates from the other sheets, Joe?
Looks like it's even over there on sheet F between John Schuster and Greg Brewer. Keith McCormick looks like he's got a draw for 1. It's looking good for 2, but I think Laycock made a double to stop that from happening. So he's drawing right now. Looks like sweepers are on. It looks pretty good. It's fudging a bit, but they're keeping it moving. Will it be enough?
Yeah, just enough.
Just enough.
Scott Dunham makes the draw to the 8-foot against 2 counters
Halfway.
to get 1 point against Jeff Stoughton, but Stoughton will have the hammer and a 1-point lead.
And
Lots.
right next to us, not sure what the score wound up being in the second end.
It was well, I didn't see. I know that Trevor Bonneau made a last one and made his last run back, and Clark had the hammer.
Yep.
So I don't know if he blanked or took one or whatever. We'll see.
Clark looks like he's got the hammer, I guess, here in third.
Yeah, so he either blanked or gave up a steal. My guess is that he blanked.
All right, back to the feature game. Center guard, corner guard, draw around is the call.
Line.
Gotta believe that center guard probably just wound up a bit short. I doubt with a 4-point lead, Farbelow's gonna be trying to play a center guard.
Yeah, I don't think that's where he actually wanted it.
Well, no matter.
But Dan Rule makes another very nice come around.
Yep. So basically the same difference.
Back 4, wait.
For a small tap.
Where? Close, yep. Hard. Hard, guys. Hard. Oh.
Oh, this is on the guard, I think. Yep.
Shooter.
He just needs to split
That's
the guard
good,
off.
So, rocks accumulating again this end. Farbelow's got to decide where he's going to put it.
What do you like?
Not too tight that they can roll in.
Okay. Center line guard.
3 feet or more out, right? We don't want him to be able to roll in off. We don't want him to be able to roll in under the corner, so 2 feet or more out. Nice. Halfway, a little tighter. Halfway. Perfect.
All right. Good.
That's good.
Nicely placed guard by Kevin Johnson. Dead in front of the shot stone and not so tight that they can hit it and roll into the rings as Rich was afraid of.
Thinking about going right through the hole.
It's tight.
That is very tight.
He's a little on the high side. He can maybe clear that out. Give him a draw path later, but
if it doesn't quite curl, he could always wick off of the closer one and maybe spin into the rings.
Yep.
Oh. Close. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Diving towards the center
Hard.
guard.
Right up. Whoa.
Just over to curls and
Fine.
punches the
moves
row
it.
into the house.
Moves another Farbelow rock into the rings.
Yep.
Same thing.
He's going to cover it up again.
Lot left. 44. Gotta go.
Sweepers jumped on this one right away, thinking it was light.
Good.
Line.
Good.
Yeah. All right.
Gets over.
That's the slowest he's ever thrown one. I got a 4.
I think they, Richie said he had a 4.44.
That is amazingly slow.
Yeah.
That also shows you how fast this ice is.
Yep.
Most places, if you throw a 444, it's going to get about a third of the way down the sheet.
Oh. Close.
Going to clear some granite.
To get this first one and maybe another one with it. Just tickles.
That's not bad, actually.
Pushes that Farbelow rock further yet into the rings. That's twice now it's been tapped.
I have a feeling we're going to see another center line guard.
I think so.
Yep.
And it isn't bad for Currie because now he can play a run back and he's got a much, much bigger target to aim at.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the hole, huh? He's gonna play that run into it though. You want it through the hole tighter? How tight? Yeah.
Can't hear ya.
Yeah, that's true. Just throw it close.
I don't think you can. Oh.
Nah. I like one more guard. He's got to do something with it. Yeah.
We talked about maybe trying to get close to the rings to cut off a run back. Like just an inch behind that high one would do the trick. Richie says 10, that means he wants to throw a 4.10 split time, backline the hog.
It's going to have to curl. You're going to have to go when it starts to move.
Close. All right.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa. Hard, 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 hard.
Doesn't look like this is going to guard. Oh.
Why are you letting it curl?
Didn't curl up, and that's going to leave the double available for Mike McCarville. He can get right through the port. Get that in the crotch. Maybe spin his shooter up somewhere. Spin it forward behind the lineup there. That'd be a good shot. The second end between Freddie Clark and Trevor Bonneau was in fact a blank. Looks to me like Clark is sitting 1, back 8 foot. There's a stone, no stone just biting the center, so Brady is throwing his first to possibly like 2.
Whoa.
Mike McCarville's last stone on the way here.
Close.
Oh, no, first stone, my mistake.
Stay with the shooter. Bounce it this way.
Makes the double and sits right there.
Tough to stick it right there.
Let's play normal. How about normal? Yep.
Oh!
Yep. I thought he was calling control. I'm like, I like to throw a little more to get through there. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Close. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, roll it.
It makes the roll.
There it is.
Perfectly executed.
Pretty good.
There it is.
Little up.
Is it TSR time again, Rich?
Sorry, I wanted to throw it.
I don't think that's there. If you sliver that way, this.
Jeff is talking about the drawing of the
Yeah.
4 foot behind that yellow. I don't think it's there either. I don't think you have enough space past the guards to make that happen. Playing the run back on these yellows, try and open up the house a bit.
Oh. Oh.
One goes back and just misses the one in the house.
Don't want to try getting it.
You like the draw?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Have an unfortunate break. It spun one of those
Your
yellows to
guard didn't curl much,
practically
I
a
don't know
center
why.
guard
No,
position.
I think it's, if we don't touch it, though, it would have got to the center
Think
line.
that's close?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you guys like this or the guard? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to go deeper.
Stay close. Got it. Get ready. Whoa, whoa, we're okay. Back up. Yep.
Whoa! We missed it!
Oh, people are calling out this heavy. They tried to play a rub, but missed the line, and now so settle into the back 12. So sitting 2.
Now we can hit and roll, but is it hit and roll or is it the draw? And he's got that. It's control, I think, eh? Control? Way over. Control? Who keeps moving my broom? If they do it, put it back. Control gonna hold enough here? Control gonna hold enough?
On sheet F, John Schuster picks up 2 in the third to take a 3-1 lead over Doug Brewer. Sheet C, the third end was blanked again by Brady Clark. Trevor Bonneau maintains a 3-0 lead.
Right off.
Jeff is waiting for this to curl. Been a little bit wide. Gonna make the hit, but not gonna stick around.
If I'm there, even if I'm here, he has nothing other than the out-turn draw.
Play out-turn draw, but
Like
if
here.
it's bigger, and we leave it there, right?
I was here last time.
Just a couple more inches. I thought you were a little.
What did I have that last split? Yeah, I'm surprised it went that deep. I thought it was good when I let go. Okay, I'll give you a 420 here. Try to, anyways.
So Mike would like to draw into the center, and don't think you even want to be fully buried. You'd actually like to leave this half open, just half in the 8-foot, because that'll make Currie's final rock that much tougher.
Good line.
Might have to play a wide draw around
Line's good.
everything.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, then. Whoa. 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 Jesus.
Oh, and that rubs. Didn't curl for him.
I'm telling you, he just threw the two different.
Can't believe that.
The first one he was tight and not that much, yeah, and then he popped this one.
So Richie thinking Mike didn't quite throw those two the same. That's why they traveled totally differently.
I can cross it a bit too, right?
So, nonetheless, it's going to force Jeff into taking a point. That stone, the back 12 is letting the force. And I think he's playing a tap on that tight stone there up at about 1 o'clock.
Just back 8-foot weight. Back 8-foot weight should hang enough, eh? Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Line looks pretty good on this. Just needs to raise it basically into the 8-foot.
So, you know,
No trouble. Jeff Currie picks up his first point, but will hand the hammer back to Mike Farbelow, who enjoys a 3-point lead. Look around at a couple of the other scores on sheet A. Jeff Stoughton picks up 1 in the third, taking a 3-1 lead against Scott Dunham. Sheet E,
bound to make one.
Steve Laycock also takes a single point and also has a 3-1 lead over his opponent, Heath McCormick. Down to skips rocks on sheet B between Craig Brown and Reed Carruthers.
Couple feet off.
Reed Carruthers just made a nice double. It looks like he's set up to blank that end.
Couple feet off.
All right.
Line's good.
Jamie Childs being asked to put up the center guard.
High's okay. I know, finish.
Currie needs to get the steal game going.
Yeah, that's good, James. Mikey. You do a double guard here or no?
Pretty
Good
good.
line. Real good line.
It'll come down and go. Shot.
Gets in the top of the 8-foot, probably half buried. Dan Rules had very nice draw weight pretty much this entire game. Played well.
Take guard. Clear. Line's good. Take guard. If you can. Line's really good, actually. Bring it tight. Real tight. Real tight. Hey, good shot, James.
Currie throws up another guard. But can't be too happy about where those wound up. That's easily double peelable.
Way more. I think we want to be sure we're deep. Yeah, but I think we want to be deep, huh? Deeper? Or what? No, it's all right.
Now you can go. Hard. Hard. Oh, no.
All right.
Shoot.
Doesn't quite get deep enough to be past the other one. Sets up a pocket
That one died.
for
Thought he was going to be deep.
Jeff to come into if he wants.
Tap back and bump that crotch would be really nice.
Weak for others did successfully blank the third
Bump.
against Craig Brown, so he has the hammer and a 1-point lead, playing the fourth.
Right next to each other, and then they didn't cancel.
Hack. Curl. Curl.
Called the tap. Not going
Okay,
to tap
see,
into
that's
the
fine.
pocket. This might hit it right out of play, and it does.
We really should peel the front two, right? Oh, it looks tempting right now. Make this double peel.
Kevin Johnson will be peeling the center and hopefully killing the other one.
Rick!
Left side.
Go, go, go.
Gets one, gets the other one, spins through, kills another one actually.
That's a good shot.
Stay in there, bite it. God, you're good. You are so good. There's fire coming off your broom.
Always colorful, Richie RUOHONEN.
Hey, Sean. Sean, can you hear me? I'm back.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah,
Long time no see.
I know. Sorry. Brian needed a break. I was doing a little producing on the side, you know.
It's when it goes silent and you hear only me, folks, that usually means that Joey C is the one running the show and BA had to go somewhere.
So BA's working the zoom cam,
Mine's good.
the pan tilt cam. I'm going to try to work the
Right here.
rest.
All line. All right, it's good.
Guard will settle
Comes
into
up that hill.
almost split center.
Here first,
Mike will
or
run up there and peel it.
guard on us. Really? I don't know.
Hard!
Normally I would. Let me throw one more. Try to get it over a bit though. They didn't make you skip rocks? They're smarter than that, eh?
Jeff Currie talking to Peter Stolt there. Peter is actually throwing the second rocks, but holding the brush for Trevor Bonneau. As I hear it, Trevor's normal third. Corey Carr is a little bit under the weather for now, so he's sitting this one out.
Halfway. Where? Mine's better.
Trying to establish the center guard, needs to try to manufacture a steal.
Hey, if you can at the end. Yeah, hard. 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 All right, good spot, Mike.
Deal weight coming down the ice for Rich RUOHONEN.
Good.
Deal made successfully, no problem. Now Jeff wants to try to use that stone in the 8-foot as a guard. He's going to draw around it.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Wait for it.
Looks like it needs to curl a really long way to get behind that rock. Weight looks pretty good. Will settle into the back of the 12-foot, but not at all covered.
Control.
Not it, just somewhere. Just hit and stick here, somewhere. A little, but we got a shot at 2 here. Make him throw the double.
Yeah, you want to keep this one in the house. Be nice to roll a little bit to the outside.
All right. Whoa, whoa. All right. Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa. Up.
Whoa, whoa!
Up. Up. Up.
See if this sticks in the house, and stick it will.
That's good.
Nicely played by Rich. Jeff thinking about the freeze. Desperately is trying to, at worst, force 1. Really cannot afford to give up another score of 2.
Wait. I think so. I think so.
Well, the question is, why throw a guard instead of a freeze? They always peel the guard. Well, correction, they always attempt to peel the guard. Occasionally they airball, occasionally they stick. It happens, we've seen it. And a guard is a much simpler shot to call than a freeze. So, really just for simplicity's sake. And occasionally you do get misses.
Whoa. Mine's good. We got a curl. Right off. Right off.
Go. Hard, hard, hard.
Really nice line and very nice freeze. Doesn't quite get to it, but still a pretty good shot.
A little inside, but not much.
That intern doesn't go a
Over
whole
on
lot.
sheet F, John Schuster steals a point and holds a 4-1 lead over Doug Brewer.
Solid.
Firm, yeah.
Sheet B between Brown and Carruthers is shaping up as another blank most likely. Only one stone in play, and Craig about to throw his last.
Yep. 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 Yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
A little tight.
Ah.
Tried to have him come up to save the back one, tried to play the clean pick, but caught in between and rolls the shooter, kills the back one, and Jeff Currie can now get out of this end, forcing a blank attempt from Mike Farbelow. No danger of giving up a deuce anymore.
Goals, I guess, eh?
Sheet E, Keith McCormick is drawing against 4. Steve Laycock counters. And the draw is made successfully. So that'll leave Steve Laycock leading 3-2, and he'll have the hammer playing the 5th end.
Roll to the wing.
And Jeff Currie makes the hit, but is going to roll out of play.
Playing inside out somewhere, wherever you want.
Pretend that Brock's right on the edge of the button.
Mike Farbelow will
I'll throw control, see if the edge of my rocket right to the edge of the button.
throw it
Like that right
through,
there. Yeah.
but they want to take a look at a line they haven't seen.
Yeah.
Reed Carruthers blanks the 4th end on sheet B and maintains a 2-1 lead over Craig Brown, and they're about to start the 5th end. Mike Farbelow throwing his hammer through to keep his 4-1 lead, as they will shortly be getting into the 5th end as well. So through 4, it's a 4-1 lead. Mike Farbelow against Jeff Currie.
Sponsors for the 2015 U.S. Open of Curling include Core Trust Bank, bank and a commitment to customer service, employees, and profitability. CoreTrustBank.com. And Rich RUOHONEN would like you to know that TSR injury law. Have you been injured? And it's TSR time. 612 TSR TIME.
Really? So that with Colin, commercial?
On sheet C, it looks like
Yeah,
Brady
that's-
Clark got
three
a
of those
deuce
that were in. They're all the same.
to make the score 3-2 in favor of Trevor Bonneau. And on sheet A,
High.
Scott Dunham successfully draws the 4-foot for 1
High, split
and
the
is keeping
center
it
line.
close against the veteran Jeff Stoughton.
Oh,
Stoughton will have a 3-2
Good.
lead with the hammer. So
Same thing. Let's get through this one. Another blank isn't bad. Or deuce.
So in all 3 of the games on sheets A, B, and C, the team that is ahead by 1 and has the hammer.
Don't see that every day.
That's a little bit interesting, yeah. In our game, the team that is ahead by 3 and has the hammer. That's a significant advantage.
It's got a helicopter.
And actually the same is on sheet E.
7 row.
Steve Laycock is ahead by 1 with the hammer.
All right, great shot.
Well
And
played
Rule-
around that center line.
And Rule puts it in the top of the 8-foot. He really has made pretty much every draw he's been asked to so far, really setting up the ends well for his team.
We've seen Farbelow kind of play this
Close.
consistent strategy around those center guards that are placed with the first rock.
line's okay.
And he's got
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah,
Line's good, tight guard.
he's not afraid of rocks in play, and
Get it tight.
his guys are playing well, and Curry's team
Gotta
is
be
just
tight, guys, hard.
a teeny little bit off. They're not playing
Right up.
bad,
Right up.
not quite as
Right
precise
up.
as they usually are.
Right up.
Setting up a second center guard, and Probably would like that a little closer to the house, but still a good shot.
I sort of like the same way because you're gonna peel it across the face, right? Really? When you make the double peel, though, it's going right into that one.
Well, they're talking about it here at the front end, but Mike's put the broom down. I'm just going to draw around, it looks like.
Yeah, they're thinking a shot ahead
All there.
for Kevin Johnson's double peel attempt, which will probably be coming on the next one. They want to make sure there's not any rocks in the way of that.
Just tee.
Hard.
Oh, right into the nose. Let it go to the nose. Let it go to the nose. Okay.
Okay.
Pops in the open just a bit. See almost all of that rock.
Baggy.
So Jeff would just like to move that behind the tee line, leave it as a catcher for his own rocks. Needs to play pretty aggressively.
Down 3 without, yeah.
Probably wants to steal this end. It's getting into the second half. He's down 3.
Yep.
Doesn't have last rock. Really needs to manufacture a couple of steals in this game.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Right back. Hard, 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 hard. Shot.
Colin KOIVULA makes the tap, taps it just back tee line. But rolls it mostly buried. That is a pretty tough rock
Like
for
that?
Farbelow to
Go
remove.
for it, I think, huh?
I can see what they're lining up.
You could get all 3 if you hit it exactly right.
You hit about 3/4 of this high rock, drive it onto the red, drive the red almost straight back and pick it. You could clear every red from play if you hit this just right.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, and
That's fine. Sorry, couldn't hear you.
That's all right.
doesn't
tried to
quite
look
lose
'cause
the
I
first
thought-
one he hit, but still a fantastic shot.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'd rather be lucky than good. That's pretty lucky.
We were trying the double.
Weren't. Not that way you weren't.
Oh, trash talk. Nice. Gotta love it.
There's the replay on that. Let's see if they called it this way.
Hits it. They were
They
calling
pretty
it.
much called it that way.
Oh,
They just
they were-
they weren't hoping to lose their own in the
They
back
weren't hoping
there.
to lose our own. I mean, they,
Yeah.
they hit it pretty close to where they wanted.
Yeah.
You know, but
So looking to reestablish something in the center. Currie without hammer and down 3 points.
Yeah, hard line. Whoa, whoa. That's good.
Winds up on the center line.
Ooh, can you get both reds?
Looking at a double peel attempt here.
That's slightly higher.
What one? That one?
That's slightly higher.
You hit that one first. Yeah. Hit that one first. We gotta keep the middle open, right? We gotta keep the middle open, Mike.
You want to try that? Come through.
Why can't we just hit it thin? And we rattle it through.
Harder this way. I go
Yeah.
this way.
Wait, Mike. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
yeah. Richie wants to go down and talk to him about
Mike,
where
if we
exactly
don't
to hit
make
this.
this one though, we're in trouble, right? Yeah, do that.
Okay.
I want to make sure everybody's on the same page about what exactly you're throwing and
It's easy
where
double
exactly
on
you're
the
hitting
2.
it.
Just get the 2 out of there. We're sitting fine.
We've got a question in the chat. After a stone begins to curl, does sweeping increase or decrease the curl?
Ah.
It's
Whoa, whoa.
It's a little bit dependent on
Hard.
how late you sweep it. The idea is that if you're trying to get around the guard, you sweep it and it'll straighten it out. But you'll see a lot of teams, once it curls and gets past the guard, they'll actually sweep it to drag it further and try and make it bury a little bit further. But in general, it straightens out a rock, keeps it from curling.
Back 4.
there's a point of no return, I guess is.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there's a point at which that sweeping is only going to make it go further.
Right.
And
I would say earlier, what it really does is it delays the break point. It makes it travel straighter, longer, and makes it break later. So it will curl less in the end. But if you take it after it started to curl, it will actually accelerate the curl a little bit and make it go further because you're dragging it.
Yeah, hard. Hard all the way back now. Hard, boys. Right back. Right back hard. Hard, hard, hard. Every inch. Right back, right back.
Trying to drag this behind the corner guard. Make sure it gets buried. Settles just off the back four. Looks like for second shot, but it's pretty well covered.
Yeah. Hack, okay.
Mike is going to have Richie go after this with hack weight. Should curl nice past the guard. You can probably get to the nose of this.
Should be pretty straight here. Hack, right? Close.
Right.
Whoa.
Right.
Whoa. Whoa.
Here's the guard by a fair amount.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Makes the hit.
Sit.
Will it stick? It will just hang on in the back of the 12-foot to sit 2. Over on sheet C, Trevor Bonneau makes a nice double facing 3 to pick up 1. He'll now have a 4-2 lead against Brady Clark entering the 6th end.
Line's good. Hey. Yeah, hard. 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 Right back, right back, right back. Still difference in weight, eh?
This one settles just on the back of the 8-foot. Little
touch less, but not much.
Little more open. Richie can definitely see about half of this.
No, I don't think so.
Whoa.
Oh boy. We got somebody asking how the U.S. determines who goes to the Worlds and the Olympics.
Well,
I don't know if there's enough time in this stream to explain that full process.
Hard. Hard. Roll it, Mike. Roll it.
The basic premise for determining the world representative is that it's a season-long points chase. And points are earned by competing in events like this. And you qualify, you have to make the playoffs to get points. And at the end of the season, the cumulative results, and you get points at nationals, whoever is the highest point total team ends up being Team USA at the Worlds. That may not necessarily be the team that wins the national championship. Just last year, we had this situation where on the women's side, the Allison Pottinger team medaled. They just made the medal round. That guaranteed their spot to Worlds. They played the final game against Nina Spatola, but Allison was going to Worlds no matter what, and Spatola actually wound up winning nationals that year. So it's a little bit of a complicated system.
But it rewards teams that go out and compete on a regular basis.
Exactly. That's the idea, is to make sure you've got a team that has shown consistent season-long success rather than a team that gets to nationals and just gets hot, runs the table, and maybe they don't have the experience or whatever. That's the theory behind the process.
I think one of the thought processes, as compared to the Canadian system, that the Canadians are much deeper in terms of their fields. So
exactly.
The idea is to not have a team that just gets hot 1 week and that be our world rep. There's a lot on the line now, I think.
There is.
Olympic spots are on the line, and we can't automatically assume that the U.S. is going to get there all the time.
Right. We barely got to the Olympics last time. We had to enter a qualifying tournament.
Right.
Because our teams didn't do quite well enough at Worlds to get a direct spot.
Yeah,
so
John Schuster had to run the table at one point. I think 3 or 4 games in a row.
Yeah, he made a tiebreaker, had to win a tiebreaker game, and then had to win a playoff game to get to the Olympics. So it really is getting tough. You know, you've got a lot of countries out there, such as Sweden, China, the Russians to some extent, the Norwegians to some extent. A lot of these countries, their curlers are full-time professionals. They don't have jobs. They curl and go to the gym. That's it. And it's getting tougher and tougher to compete against that when you've got a team of guys who all work day jobs and, you know, can't throw 100 rocks day in, day out.
Whoa! Close! Yep! Whoa! 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 Yep! Yep! Little roll. Great shot, Mikey.
And I do think, to kind of go a little further on that, I do think a lot of other countries may look at curling as a sport where you can take 4 people, train them real hard, put them out on tour, get a lot of experience over a few years, and give them a realistic chance at competing.
Yes.
Not necessarily medaling all the time, but competing. And
ideally pros.
Not a lot of sports are really kind of like that. I mean, I mean, I'm not saying it's an easy sport. What I'm saying is it's a sport with an easier point of entry, I guess, than a lot of other sports.
So
yeah,
you can kind of get involved at a high level quickly.
Yeah, a lot of sports, you know, one of the prime examples being, say, gymnastics in the summer or figure skating is you have to get involved at a very, very young age.
Right.
Or you have no chance. Whereas curling, you can get involved a little bit later and still have a good chance at having really good success. The Chinese, for example, at least their men's team, I believe the way they did it was they took athletes from other winter disciplines and just said, okay, you're going to be curlers.
Yep.
I know figure skating was one of the disciplines.
Back to our feature game here. We're into the last rocks of the end. Jeff Currie looking at 3 Farbelow counters. Going to have to make some sort of hit and roll. Get buried.
He's got to try to save this end. If he gives up 2 or 3 here, it'll be almost game over.
He's got to
hit,
curl a
but
lot.
This might roll right out of the rings.
Yep.
And it's going to roll right out.
Free draw for 3 here for Mike Farbelow.
And Jeff just not having a real good game here.
So one of the nice things about curling, though, even at any level, you can get involved in curling and play teams at a very high skill level pretty quickly. You know, once you feel like you can compete, you can get out there and you can enter events. You know, even scratch golfers don't get to play Tiger Woods all the time. You know, you can get out there and you can play some teams like these at local events.
Right, and it is, you know, an oft-repeated argument that it gives advantage to teams who have better financial means because those teams can afford the travel and the entry fees to all these high-level competitions because these things are not cheap to enter. I mean, this event here, the entry fee was over $1,000 per team.
Draw for 3 is complete. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Farbelow takes a 7-1 lead. They're going into the 6th end. Looks like they're going to keep playing. So we'll stick with it. Some other games going on we'll keep you updated on. High performance teams. Still a little bit behind. Looks of it. But Cormac sits down 3-2 from the looks of it. Looks like they blanked the 5th, I'm guessing. Oh, maybe not. Just a 1. Brian's trying to give me a signal here, but I'm not sure what he's trying to say.
Well, we know what that signal is.
He's giving me a finger. I'm not going to tell you which one.
We're not going to broadcast what finger it is.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea. He can't even write straight. We've been out here so long. We have a whiteboard to try to communicate, and he's given up.
Can't draw coherent characters.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll get the update when it comes around. But
I can say on sheet F, I know that.
There we go. So Laycock scored 1 in the 5th. That's what he was trying to tell me.
Oh, okay. So it's 4-2 for Laycock. I know on sheet F, Doug Brewer was sitting 2 with the hammer and drawing for 3. They haven't hung it yet. I don't know if that was made. I'm going to assume it was, and if it was, then that game will now be tied at 4-4.
They're already into seconds rocks here in the 6th.
Game between Brown and Carruthers has finished. I didn't see what happened. That was only the 5th end. It was only 2-1.
Some kind of crazy score must have happened.
Yeah, I can only presume. I see the way Reed's guys are kind of saying good job. I'm assuming they won the game. They must have hung a really big end, like a 4 or 5 or something. So Craig Brown takes his first loss. Reed goes to 4-0, and I believe guarantees himself a playoff spot with that win.
Even up. Okay.
So we're setting up our Terry cam, our secondary camera, to catch a look at the action on sheet 5 between Heath McCormick and Steve Laycock. It's a tight game. Laycock with a 2-point lead, but McCormick with the hammer. Laycock currently sitting 2 in the top of the 4-foot. McCormick is 3rd in the back corner of the 8 at about 6:30, or no, about 4 o'clock. No other guards in play. No other rocks in play. Currie is just establishing the corner guards. I would have to think that a score of even 2 here probably isn't quite enough. I think he'd have to get at least 3 to have a reasonable chance of keeping this game going. Only getting 2, he's down 4 without the hammer with only 2 ends left, and stealing 2 twice in a row is not a very likely prospect. Over on sheet A, Jeff Stoughton breaks his game against Scott Dunham open, takes 3 in the 5th, and now holds a 6-2 lead. And that could be one of the misses that Currie needs to maybe set up a 3-ender. Kevin Johnson knows his appeal.
Line should be good. Close.
Feature sheet looking to curl around Farbelow guard.
Close.
On the upper left, you see the setup of the McCormick Laycock game.
Yep.
It's Joe Polo establishing the corner guard, and Steve Laycock running up to peel it off.
Ruohonen. Significant kind of weight here.
Yep.
Gonna peel this off clean.
Makes the peel, no problem. I think Jeff is probably going to make use of the second corner.
T plus a little bit, just not here.
And this is how you hopefully get 3. If you bury this one, then Mike has a choice. If you hit the open one, then Jeff could go around the guard again, sit 2 behind it, And of course, if you peel, then you're already sitting 2. You can put a third one in the house as long as you don't leave a double at any point.
Line's good.
You can very easily get 3. And all it takes is that one miss, that one nose peel. 3 is on the board.
Go for the T line.
But Currie's team will need to execute to make that happen.
Right back. Hard. Right back, guys, hard. Every inch, hard, 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 hard. Oh, it's good.
It's being asked, is it fair to say that most U.S. curlers not on high-performance teams are not big fans of the U.S. system?
Yeah, I think you want to roll this.
Well, that's a little bit of a loaded question, I would think. But
I think anybody would be happy to be a funded team if they could be. I think that's fair to say. And,
right.
You know, obviously, if you're not happy about it. But you know the system is set up that if you work your butt off, you can get into the system.
Exactly.
I mean, so I can understand why people would have an issue with the system, and you know, but at worst, you just have to work harder.
Right. At the end of the day, it all comes down to, you know, how much are you willing to put into it? I mean, you know, it takes a lot of work to get to the higher levels these days just because the sport is getting better, the players are getting better, other countries are getting better. And so, you know, you need to be willing to put in the work. That's what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. And, you know, is the system set up to filter out players who might not necessarily want to put in the amount of work necessary? Absolutely it is. That's what it's designed to do. You know, so, you know, if you want to push for it, you'll push for it. And that's just as simple as that.
And more avenues to worlds are for other disciplines, you know, mixed doubles, and looks like maybe mixed at some point.
Yep. Well, there's actually a mixed world championship already.
I mean, there are other parts where this system is not part of it. You can get involved in world championships in that way.
Yep. I mean, I think the tack to take is that if you're one of the players who, say, applied to the high-performance combine to get on a high-performance team and, say, you either got selected to the combine but didn't get invited to be on a team or didn't quite get invited to be on the combine, you should, instead of sitting there and saying, oh, gee, this is unfair, maybe you should sit there and say, what do I need to do to get noticed, you know, take that next step? What can I do to be better so that I can get that chance?
And you see teams that have been put together here, and you know, next weekend it's the challenge round. You'll see some teams put together that, you know, maybe got snubbed, and in their minds, and they come together and they'll have their chance to prove it at nationals. Absolutely. You know, and that's really the ultimate goal for all these teams. Right. Get to nationals, eventually get to worlds if they can. Olympics is the big dream, obviously. Yep. And only 4 or 5 people, you know, get to do that every 4 years. That's why it's a goal.
It is.
You know, that's why it's a dream.
It's a goal that, you know, a very, very, very small group ever actually realize.
I mean, he's never going to play the cross house. I hope so. Yeah. I hope he plays the cross house. It's normal. Should hold.
So Currie's got his chance here. Maybe get a 3-bagger.
Yep. There is those two on the right as we look at it are definitely in double territory. You throw a fair bit of weight on the nose.
Mm-hmm. They both should go.
Yep.
Close game, and then all of a sudden it's handshake.
Yeah, I don't think those guys have any idea what happened that we do. Oh, and it's actually on our score. It looks like Reed Carruthers took 5, and that would do it. So that winds up being a 7-1.
So there's just that one undefeated team left.
Yep. Yeah, Reed Carruthers is the last undefeated team in this event.
Means a lot of teams are still in the hunt for playoff spots.
Oh yeah, I don't even think 2 losses is not off the map. You know, you have a team like Jeff Stoughton that is in firm control of their game, and we will see in our next webcast tonight. They already have 2 losses, but if they win this game, which it's looking like they will, and if they can hand Reed Carruthers their first loss, at that point, at 2 losses, it comes down to draw shot challenge. And I believe of at least of his first 3, Stoughton covered the pin on 2 of them and was 4 or 5 inches on a 3rd one. So
Still alive.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep. Yep.
So the double attempt from Mike Farbelow.
Yep.
Can't hit this on the low side. Gotta hit this at least nose.
All right, that's good. Nice shot.
And makes the double, no problem.
So Currie has free draw for 2, with backing if he prefers.
Now that's an interesting question. Are 80% of Skip's calls obvious? Oh my goodness, there is no one answer to that question. It is entirely dependent on who the skip is.
I read that are 80% of skips oblivious. And I think the answer might be.
The answer is probably yes.
Could be.
That again depends on who the skip is.
Yeah, I think, you know, in wide open games, a lot of times the calls are pretty obvious. I think it basically comes down to skips should have a strategy in mind when they start every game and every end.
Yes.
And if you don't, then the calls are not always obvious because you don't know what your goal is for an end.
And the other part of that is that the obvious call for one skip will not be an obvious call for another. It all depends on what that skip is comfortable with and what within
their team's strengths and
exactly.
weaknesses are. I mean, there's a lot of factors.
Absolutely. So Jeff Currie makes the draw to the open house for 2.
So it's now a Farbelow 7-3 lead. They're going into the 7th. If they decide to keep playing, looks like they are. So we'll stay with it.
See what Heath McCormick has with his hammer. It looks like he's got a draw to the 4-foot against 2 Laycock counters. Pretty much has to get full 4-foot with no backing to take his 1.
Aside from the deuce in the first end, it's pretty much just been hammer forces for each team.
Yep. Let's see. We've got over on the sheet E. Looks like Schuster is laying 1 on the button behind some guards, but 2 Brewer rocks are very close to it. So I think he may be drawing in to get a piece of the button to sit 2. Brewer still has 1 rock left. So does Schuster after this one.
I think if he noses the one in the back 4, he's going to be second shot.
This is Heath McCormick's draw coming into view here. Gets by right to the button.
It's pretty clutch there by
very nice draw for
Heath
Heath McCormick.
Good sweeping, good judgment.
Tighter,
Nice
high,
call by
which one?
Flies.
Picks up 1.
Make sure you're over.
Schuster's rock kind of corner freezes his own. Sitting 2, but I think there's a chance for Brewer to get at it.
Maybe. I can't see how much it's covered by those guards.
All right, just hack weight.
Maybe see a little more than a half would be my guess.
On sheet C, Brady Clark also drew for 2 to tie his game up against Trevor Bonneau. So that is 4-4. Bonneau with hammer.
Not much more than that. Just back line.
Whoa, whoa.
Hack. It might be hack.
I got hit anything.
Okay.
Can't hurt it.
So Farbelow trying to come around, winds up through the house. Jamie Childs now has a chance to come around their own center, assuming they're trying to put another guard up. Might be a little too early to come around for shot rock just yet.
Doug Brewer's
Line's good.
Fourth.
fourth
guard.
rock tosser.
Line's good. Bring it tight.
Matt Dupuis, again, I hope I'm saying that right, makes the double.
Hard, guys. Get it by.
So John has a draw to the button against
Hard
2.
to go.
It's a fantastic shot. Got the 2 center guards. Farbelow trying to decide where he wants to go. Looks like he's going to try to go top 8 foot on the outturn side.
Hard.
get by this guard.
And not quite.
Go.
Lines up the two
Those are the
Currie rocks.
first couple of real misses we've seen from Dan Rule there.
Yep.
Over on sheet A, Scott Dunham has an open hit to pick up 2 against Jeff Stoughton.
Line, guys.
And cut into Stoughton's lead over there.
Line's good.
It is Dupuis throwing the last rock for the Brewer rink.
Yard. Hard. Oh. Yard. Hard. Hard. Shot.
Dunham makes his open hit and picks up 2 against Jeff Stoughton, so Stoughton will head to the 7th with a 6-4 advantage and the hammer.
We have a question on the Twitter line about how to best ask questions during the webcast. Well, you're getting your question answered, so that's one really good way. You could also hit us up on the chat. And the first person to ask me a question while I'm sitting here in the box can get a hat. So if you want to make your way down here to Four Seasons Curling Club, you can ask me a question and get a hat.
Yay, hats. Everybody wants a hat. Come on down. Yeah, so like as I said, it is Dupuis throwing the last rock for the Brewer rink. The program doesn't have anyone, McCready, listed as on that team.
Yep. Oh.
So John Schuster successfully makes his draw to the button to pick up 1. He now has a 5-4 lead heading into the 7th end against the Doug Brewer rink. Lon Pieper wants a toque.
That's exactly what it is.
It is a toque.
Yes.
In fact, I got one for sitting here. It's a nice black one, and it says TESN US on it.
Maybe in the even end, they'll be able to see it through the window.
Possibly. Well, except I can't wear it over the headset. My head's too big. But they're sitting right on the table next to Angry Bird. So if you come and check it out, you'll see it. Yes, Story, you have to be here to get a hat.
You must be present to win.
Must be present, and you must ask Joe a question of some
That's
sort.
right.
And it could be, hey, Joe, can I get a hat?
Yeah.
That's a question.
There you go. I wasn't specific about the question.
He just said a question.
So Mike McCarville looking to guard those 2 stones of Curries that are in the back 4 and back 8 foot lined up. This rock's going to have to be pretty well covering part of this.
Oh, clean it.
No. The line score page has McCready as the 4th. I don't know specifically. I know the program has Doug Brewer skipping and throwing lead. It has Ian Bridger throwing 2nd, Dan Cook playing 3rd, and Matt Dupuis as the 4th. Again, that's in the program. I don't know if they had a last-minute substitution, perhaps. That is not a team that's...
what does McCready look like? Give us a description. We'll give you an idea if we know if he's here or not.
Same spot.
He's oh, you know what? He's got a shirt on that says McCready, so
so he could be.
Maybe he is here.
There you go.
That's not
He's the guy with McCready on the back of his jersey.
McCready 15, yeah.
Okay.
No, maybe that's him.
Unless he's wearing, McCready's jersey.
Yeah,
we had that before. We have that right in the sheet next to us with Jerry Adam.
That is not one of the teams that I'm really that familiar with. I don't know any of the players on it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you straight up if it's the regular lineup or not.
Well, either way, he's been throwing really well the last couple games, apparently. Mike Farbelow gave him a lot of props, actually, after the game right before this one. He was talking to us about how their game went. Said their 4th thrower was lights out.
We're taking a risk.
So it's just guard peel here in a future game. Farbs has the hammer, so those rocks behind cover.
No
Let's
mistake.
open it up here.
No mistake on the peel. Next question, should a sweeper always defer to the player in the house? Not really sure I follow what you mean.
I think they're saying if they're sweeping and the skip say stop sweeping, should they always stop?
Generally, I mean, it depends on what the shot is. You know, it's the sweeper's job to call out the weight. If the skip tells you to stop and you say, well, it's light, if he says, I don't care, I need you to stop, then you stop. But if he says, oh, okay, then keep going.
And I think the other question is sort of, skip versus shooter. Who you
true.
listen to more.
Yeah.
I like when they're arguing.
Yeah.
So it lets you know you're pretty close.
Yep. Whoa, yep, whoa, yep, whoa.
All tight.
That's one of my best shots on Tuesday night. Generally, I'm the one yelling, whoa. But back in the feature game, sorry, we got a little distracted here. Some good questions, though.
Yeah, keep them coming. That's what we're here for.
Again, you're not here, though, so you don't earn a hat.
Yeah, you need to be here to get the hat.
But I don't mind the questions.
Yep.
Yeah. See, this is my Tuesday night Vice asking questions and answering questions now. So, how you doing, Dorothy? At any rate, I don't know if that was a loaded question or not. Now I'm starting to wonder.
Probably.
Could have been.
I think every question on here is a loaded question.
They never listen to me anyway. For good reason.
So,
all right, so Mike Farbelow is going to try to peel this again, I'm guessing. It's going to leave, guessing a very similar shot, maybe a little closer to the house, or closer to the shot stone.
we're going
For Currie.
to force a double.
Roll it.
Just gets the one, rolls it off. It looks like does Currie have two in the back?
Yeah, he has two back there. I think he's going to try to, I would guess he'd probably try to put one top four.
I think you could just throw it top 8.
Yeah, top 8 probably even better.
Top,
You're right.
top
Yep.
4 will be too close. That'll leave a
Well,
really easy double.
Right.
If he throws top 4, he's going to try to bait Mike into throwing a draw. I don't think Mike will.
Yeah.
I think Mike will still play a hit of some sort, try to kill 2.
No?
Kind of going back to that sweeping question, I would say that I always tell my front end, if you really think you have to sweep, just do it. Like I'll get over it if you sweep it a little too far. If you really think it's got to go, you're the ones watching the rock every time.
Yep.
Walking right next to it.
Clean.
But it's important to communicate to the person in the house that it is light, and that's why you're sweeping.
Yeah.
The fighter. Got to finish a bit.
This one drifts into the house.
I think that's pretty well placed
Looks
right
like
there.
it might be just in the 8-foot. That's pretty good, though.
Yeah. I'm sure he would have liked to have curled a hair more, but really that's
Inch
nice.
more ice.
It's pretty good where it is.
Now I want if I hit in that same spot, I'd get probably.
If you hit it, yeah, or if you hit it on the nose, you got it.
That intern's so straight though.
You hit,
Huh?
you hit this on the nose.
That's fine.
I think if you throw enough weight, I think you can make the
Should've played it
triple.
last time then.
Probably score one. Doing that would be handshakes, I would say.
Yep.
But I think Mike is content to.
It's okay to give up one here.
Absolutely.
Even giving up 2 isn't the end of the world. Just can't give up 3.
Right, and that's why you're never drawing in this situation. You're hitting every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So Mike will throw some good weight here. Try to kill 2 of these at least.
Close. All right.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! Yep! Yep! Yep!
Trying to go over the top. It's 1.
Gets them all moving.
Kills
All right.
2. Leaves 1 there.
Nice
That's a
shot.
good shot.
Nice shot by Farbelow.
So that'll go in
Just
the
gives
books
up 1.
as a steal of 1 for Jeff Currie. That's going to cut into Mike Farbelow's lead, but he's still going to have a 7-4 lead.
And handshakes.
And that'll be handshakes. So
So that game is going final.
Mike Farbelow picks up his first win.
we're trying to decide what game to go to next. I think we're going to go to McCormick and Laycock. We got to just work our camera magic, so give us a little bit of time. Almost there. There we go. So in this game, McCormick is red and Laycock is yellow. And Sean is going to set up the picture-in-picture so we can watch Bonneau and Brady Clark. So we'll try to throw that game up on your picture-in-picture in just a second. They're in the 8th end. Sorry, the 8th end? Yeah, they're in the 8th end. 5-4, Clark lead after Clark stole one in the 7th. Clark looking for his first victory after 3 tough losses. So our new feature game here, we got Cormac throwing his second to last stone. No, last stone.
That's his last rock.
His last rock.
I think he's trying to make a double.
Yep.
To not let Laycock get 2.
Or hitting under.
Gets 1. Moves over the
going
other one,
for the
but
double,
doesn't
didn't
move
get
it
there.
out. So that's going to leave Steve Laycock a open hit for 2. Take a 3-point lead into the last end. Meanwhile, on sheet C, Trevor Bonneau is establishing corner guards. He wants to try and get 2 to win.
Again, Peter Stolt throwing second rocks for the Bonneau rink, and it's a sub. It's the honorary Bonneau.
Looks like they're actually calling it into the house, trying to freeze to that back elbow, but this needs to stop. It's actually going to slide all the way through.
It's kind of dirty pool by the Bonneau rink getting Peter here. I mean, Brady's probably played Peter Stolt in mixed doubles and doubles I don't know how many times.
Yeah. He's thinking, God, I got to play this guy again?
Right, yeah.
Jeez, it's only about the 700th time. Laycock's brusher is working hard. Makes the hit and rolls, but it will stay. So that'll be a score of 2 for Steve Laycock. That'll put him up 6-3, entering the last end. Heath McCormick and team will need to put together score 3 to tie that game.
Still haven't had any extra ends.
Oh. Got Scott Dunham throwing his last over on sheet A. He's sitting shot back 4 foot. And there are 3 other Stoughton rocks in the house. All kind of sitting around the 8 foot. So I'm assuming Dunham wants to put the somewhere where there's no double.
Got a question on the chat. Which states in the U.S. are the curling powerhouses right now? It's a loaded question, too, but
Yeah,
I mean, you've got so many sheets right here in the St. Paul, Minneapolis area. Minnesota, Wisconsin. I mean, those are always going to be hotbeds for curling. And
yeah, I'd say it's going to be one of those 2 for sure. The center of U.S. curling is those 2 states, Minnesota and Wisconsin, for sure.
But if Ben Tucker was here, he would say North Dakota because we know that's where Brady Clark's from.
That's right. As far as Ben is concerned, Brady is still from North Dakota.
Yep. Farbelow looking to freeze on that rock in the back.
Makes it pretty
Currie.
nicely. So I think over on sheet A, Stoughton is electing to just play the hit on the open back 4 rock to score 1. He's not going to chase anything to try and get 3 or 4. Scoring 1 will put him up 3.
I think Laycock's going for a tick shot here on a rock that is already pretty far over.
Yeah, he just missed it though.
Yep.
So Stoughton makes the hit for 1, and that'll put him up by a score of 7-4. Scott Dunham will have to string some shots together and get 3 to tie his game up.
It's a pretty nice shot by Persinger down to the face of the Farbelow rock in the back 8 in that game.
I think there's going to be quite a few rocks in play there.
McCormick needs 3. He's got 2 corners up now. But
Yes, our 5 o'clock game, the next draw, will be Reed Carruthers versus Jeff Stoughton. Important game. Stoughton can't afford another loss. He's got a pretty good shootout score, I think, so he'll want to win that, and that'll be a heavy hitters matchup, 2 Manitoba powerhouses.
That question about where is the curling powerhouses in the U.S. now, I think one of the things that I would mention is that there are a lot of new facilities being built or kind of reconfigured from other types of facilities, particularly in the East. I know Charlotte has gotten something off and running. New York City is going to have something up and running. Buffalo, New York has an open-air facility that I've mentioned a few times.
Yep, and there are some new clubs opening up in the West, too. There's a new club in Denver.
Yep.
Just opened its doors. There's a club in the Evergreen Curling Club in Oregon that just opened up within the last couple of years. So there's new facilities popping up all over the country. So when we say that the powerhouses are Wisconsin and Minnesota, that's the case right now. But, you know, that will not always be the case, I don't think.
I think the most important thing is that curling is growing in the U.S.
Yes.
And the more facilities, the more competitions, the better we're going to be as a nation in curling. Competition is what I think is going to breed success.
Absolutely.
More than anything
well,
else.
And that's, you know, competition breeds depth, and depth breeds success.
Exactly.
And that's something Canada has in spades. Again, they're an aberration, but,
Right.
you know, you've got, the U.S. has, I believe, 15,000, 20,000 curlers, something like that, whereas Canada has 1 million.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're just going to have tremendous talent all across the spectrum there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's going to be hard to imagine that we'll ever get to curling numbers like that, but, you know, we can at least get to the competitive level of a country like, you know, a Scotland or a Switzerland, who has close to the same number of curlers, but they are always factors at international competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So just Peels running up and down the sheet for the Laycock-McCormick game.
If anybody wants to give me an update on the NFL game, I'd be happy to give you a hat also. If you are in the chat, maybe I'll even send you one. Contact me later.
So Heath is asking Chris Plies to play the come around on that lone corner guard. They're going to need a full miss from the Laycock team at this point to hope to set up 3.
Got to get around that guard. It's not
It
going
doesn't look
to.
like it's gonna.
I'll play a single peel. So Stoughton did take his 1 over there against the Dunham rink. He's up 3. Coming home. Dunham's got a couple guards up. Minot looking to come around that rock of Brady Clark's right on the top 12. Real successful.
Right to the side of the button, just about covering the pin. That's normally the second on that team, Jordan Potts, throwing the third rocks now. Looks like Brady is lining up to freeze to that, I would figure.
His first of 2 rocks in the end. Whatever Laycock tried to do, they must have whiffed the peel attempt, so now they have a chance to come around again. A couple guards up.
Got the hammer coming down the sheet for the last rock thrower for the Doug Brewer team, McGrady. Looks like he's drawing against 1, possibly
trying to
2.
go wide around some guards.
That needs to get into pretty close to a piece of the forefoot to score 1.
Let's try it now. Can't see it, but it looks pretty close. I think Brewer thinks he's got it.
Pretty close. They may have a measure there.
I think they just tapped it. I think he made it.
Well,
Great shot. Ties that game up at 5. Over here, Plies winds up short.
Brady's draw coming in. He's to his own. Not sure that's where he wanted to be.
No. Brady's going to have to make a pistol with his last.
Yeah. Minot needs to be careful where he positions this. If it gives him any sort of angle at all, Brady can throw some heat and double and sit 2 or 3 all around the forefoot. So Steve Laycock coming in and is going to just clear 1 and move another red off to the side, and I think that'll bring out the handshakes.
Them pretty much.
Yeah, I don't see any way to get 3 here, so that'll do it. Laycock will pick up the win and a loss to Team McCormick. Taking a look at the last few rocks of the Stolt-Clark game. Oh, I'm sorry, the Bonneau-Clark game. Pete's throwing me off with that jacket. This draw looks pretty good to get in there to sit 2. It's right there. Well, that's interesting. It's not a bad spot, actually. I don't see any way to double those out without losing at least one of your own.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you do. I think you just maybe soft tap the one that was just thrown.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like soft tap and just kind of sit there and sit second.
Yep.
You know,
Trevor's
going to have like a chip off of the one on the right to the button to probably get the 2. It's not easy. Makes it tough. Discussing what to do. I don't think they really have any good play to sit shot. The best they can hope for is to, you obviously have to move one of those and sit second. And, as I said, Bonneau is going to probably have some kind of shot to get to, but you just have to make it as difficult as possible, make the scoring area as small as you possibly can.
Yeah, at this point, 2 or 3 is not that big a deal. I think you have to move that rock that's on the right from behind.
Yeah, you have to move
Back
something,
somehow.
definitely. It looks like over on sheet A, Jeff Stoughton has run Scott Dunham out of rocks. And so he'll pick up his second win.
I like what Greg was saying. I think there was sort of soft tap and try to sort of corner that. Yeah, right where Phil kind of put his broom. I don't know where else you can put it.
Yeah, the trick is that you can't just draw there. You definitely have to move one of these rocks. You just freeze there, Bonneau's sitting 2 and the game is over.
That broom, though, he's doing more than just tapping.
I wonder if he thinks if he hits it reasonably hard, can he maybe make the double or at least kick the one on the left over to the side.
Shimmy it over.
Get the one that he hits going straight back and maybe bounce it out off the red, but you just might leave a nose double. You know, if your shooter rolls to the right at all, you might leave a nose double back to Trevor for the win.
Well, we'll see.
See what he's doing here.
Yep. He may be thinking, I don't want any of these catchers around, because many of them out as possible. I don't know.
No.
The position of the shooter is most important here.
Not throwing a bunch of weight. Throwing what looks like board to control. Supers are working it hard to get by. Gets by and sits frozen right on top of it, so nice shot.
Pretty good shot there.
So that's going to make Trevor's shot pretty simple. He has to draw and get a good chunk of the button to count 2.
I don't think he can come off of Brady's either. The one on the
It would be very tough,
foot,
and it's not worth it.
Nope.
You hit that wrong, you could actually move your own and give up a steal and give up the game. So you can't try that. I know Peter's looking at it, but you have to throw the draw here. It's an extremely tough draw. You've got a really small piece of real estate to hit here. I would say you have less than half of the button to hit.
So this here is for the win. Otherwise, there's a good chance we'll be going to extras on this this sheet.
Trevor Bonneau's final rock of the 8th on the way. Drawing pretty much to the pin to pick up the deuce. This doesn't look heavy to me. I think they cannot hurt it.
Really good sweeping going
pretty
on
close here. They've got the good line. And right to the side of the button for the deuce.
Shot.
What a fantastic draw.
We're looking at it.
Ooh.
I think he got it, though.
They did actually chip their own. Checking to see. Well, it's 1 for sure. I think they're taking a look because it bounced a bit. Are they going to measure? Or did it bounce off? It did bounce off of the shot rock just ever so slightly. Well, Brady kicked it, so he's deciding it's 2. So a beautiful draw from Trevor Bonneau to pick up a 6-5 win over Brady Clark. So moving over to the last remaining game on the ice, Doug Brewer versus John Schuster. And it's Schuster is yellow. He's got the hammer, but you see he's sitting shot, but it's behind 3 Brewer rocks. And, Tyler and John and now Matt Hamilton are coming down to talk about how best to deal with the situation in front, because even though Schuster is sitting shot stone, those reds out in front are kind of a problem for him. Making a play on the high center guard. I don't know if they're playing just straight peel or trying to get one behind it too. I would imagine just straight peel. Is it almost on the nose? Clears the second one, so nicely done by Tyler George. Gets rid of two opposing Doug Brewer rocks out front. Doug wants to throw the center guard back. He has to bide his time and wait. Guard comes to a decent depth. It's not quite halfway between the hog line and the house, but it's not really in on the center line either. So John wants to deal with this red rock in the top 12. He certainly can. Tyler George's final shot of the 8th end. Going after the rock in the house, I believe. Removes it successfully. Yeah, the 4-foots here are blue, in fact. They might look purple, but they are blue. So now with 2 rocks left and without the hammer, Doug Brewer's team is deciding what's the best approach to this situation. Do you try a hit and roll behind the guard knowing it's not on the center line? Do you just tap that one back and hopefully freeze to it? It looks like with that ice, they are going to hit this rock. Probably try to roll under the guard. On the way. Make the hit. Rolls a little bit. I think, not sure if it's covered. I think John can probably see enough to deal with it. Pretty full house in here right now. Quite a few people. That crowd you hear is no illusion. John Schuster delivering his first rock here in the 8th end, playing the hit. Slides by the guard, rolls into the open, nicely done. Wager it's pretty fully exposed. Looks like Brewers Rink has settled on the draw. They must steal a point to win the game. On the way, the sweepers are signaling that it's a little bit strong. This needs to hang on and be shot stone to make John Schuster throw his last. Sweepers are getting close to it now. It's starting to check up now. And looks like it will just hang on for shot rock. So completely natural. Made out of the hand. So that's going to force John to draw the button. Pick up the win. Final rock on the way from John Schuster is to draw a full 4 foot. Brewers are just kind of cleaning it now. They need to watch that this will die right about here. Looks like he's pretty good. Right to the button. Very nicely done by John Schuster. He picks up the win. A hard-fought 6-5 win against the Doug Brewer Rink. And that is going to conclude our coverage from the second draw of Saturday at the U.S. Open of Curling.
Sponsors for the U.S. Open include Regan Moves. Regan Moves is a real-world effective diet and exercise program for people with chronic conditions. And Gabe's Rinkside Bar and Grill, the Four Seasons Curling Club restaurant partner. Open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Weekends, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. Have you ever had a Curler's Revenge Burger? Well, you know what? The crew here is thinking about doing just that. We're going to be signing off for now, but we will see you again at 5 p.m. for our feature matchup between Jeff Stoughton and Reed Carruthers. For Sean Murray and Brian Anderson, this is Joe Calabrese from TESN. We'll see you then. Bye now.